Would you believe me if I told you that I made a whole video and my mic wasn't even on? So we're about to redo it. Anyways, just because it's normalized does not make it normal. Just because it's normal for us to, it became normal for us to grow up in such a sexualized society does not make it right. That doesn't mean that that's how we're supposed to live. Just because the factors around us was imposed upon us, upon all people. All people suffer with their lust anyway. And the whole point of America is to exploit your lust. That's why this is quote unquote the lawfully most freest place on earth, modern day Babylon. It exploits your lust. The point of America is to exploit your lust. That's why any lust can be satisfied in America. America is modern day Babylon. And just because it's so normalized for us to be so promiscuous and this sexually explicit does not mean that that's how we're supposed to live. In fact, it's to our detriment. In fact, it's to our detriment. We wasn't put here to do that. We wasn't put here to act like this. We was put here to help others grow. We was all put here to help us get closer to God and the Lord Jesus Christ. But instead, we are so busy with distracting ourselves with diminishing returns, pleasures, sin. And when sin is fully birthed, and when sin is finished, death. And we play a part into that day by day when we are not trying to align ourselves with the doctrine of God, the laws, statutes, and commandments. I'm making sure that I'm fighting every day. I can't ignore it anymore. And whether you realize it or not, you're fighting against or you're fighting towards. But just because it became normalized does not make it normal. Just because it became normal does not mean it's supposed to be normal. It was man-made. It's not normal for us to sit back in dark rooms and turning on our computer, defiling ourselves to pixels that's generated by men, by architects, by evil scientists, witchcraft. It's not normal for us to pay subscriptions to see others online with no clothes on, doing buffoonery, monkeying around with themselves or with others. It's not normal for us to use objects and shove it up our bodies for pleasure. It's not normal for us to touch ourselves and our genitalia, but it's become normal. Doesn't it sound crazy when you say it out loud? For you women, if you feel like I'm reaching, right? There's women out there who will grab an object that was created, an artificial object, and shove it up their vagina until it feels good, until they no longer want to feel that way anymore. You got vibrating toys that stimulate you. It's not normal. You might as well hook yourself up to a machine and get fucked. I'm being honest, bro. And y'all men, y'all be grabbing yourselves and yanking yourselves until y'all release your life force. Then you just sit there in a pillow, wallow of sadness and shame. And you think that's normal? Man, that ain't normal, dog. It's not normal, but it's become normal because we don't know who we are. We've lost our way. We've lost our way if we ever even knew our way. And we're trying to make sure that we fight and get back to how we were. But it's hard when you distracted yourself with so much brain fog and clog and mush that we don't even remember what we're supposed to do. We forgot the mission. Did we ever know the mission? Did we ever know the mission? And it's hard when you're looking at life through that lens because you think that you're supposed to live life like this. You think it's normal to just live through life and defile yourself and try to convince yourself it's not as bad as it is. You think that's normal, but that's not normal. That's actually abnormal. You're actually a freak of nature. Talk about freaks and geeks. But when you've made it, when you've allowed yourself to succumb to those things due to your ignorance, due to your lack of knowledge of self, due to your ignorance and your, what word should I use? Due to your neglect of your own purpose, then it's easy for you to cope with that reality. But me, I've gotten too far to look at it like that. I have too much on my plate. And I refuse to give my plate up for grabs for these spiritual wendigos, these man-eating, flesh-eating demons that we allow our gate to be open to because we choose to subdue ourselves into an over-sexualized society. We follow suit like army men. And we wonder why we're not as successful as we wish to be. I would be so much farther in life had I got control of my lust years ago, but I don't regret it because I learned so much about it. Growing pains, I've outgrown others. I'm growing to love others. Well, you gotta love people through their ignorance. This is how God is able to love you through your bullshit. But it gets hard because we want the best for others, but we don't want the best for ourselves. We wonder why we're here fighting so hard in Babylon. We wonder why. We wonder why. But look at nature. Look how beautiful this world is. Look how beautiful life is. It doesn't have to be a cesspool of sin. It doesn't have to be. It could be whatever you want it to be. You feel me? But what do I know? I'm just a guy who makes videos and runs and tries to help people. Shalom. All praises to the Most High. God bless the daughters of Sarah. God bless the sons of Abraham. You feel me? Take control of your lust, brothers. Take control of your lust. Because it's easy to get corrupted out here by spirits that you don't want, that you don't need. They're on you anyway, and you have to work against it. Don't allow yourself to lose grip. Don't allow yourself to lose your way in the fight. Don't allow yourself to give up. You have the ability to do so much that you wish you could do. So make sure that you're still fighting and don't give up on yourself. Do not give up on yourself because you can do it. Shalom.